Welcome to a World of T54 replay. My name is Maxwell. This replay was sent in by the user Little Viking, driving the T54 on an assault battle on Erlenberg. This is a great medium tank for the Russians. In fact, probably one of the best tanks in the entire game. Not just tier for tier, but just in its entirety. Able to brawl with the best of them, and surprisingly bouncy at times, thanks to its fantastically well-sloped armour. And you can see that this one is pretty much dream matchmaking for this tank. It's a tier 9 battle, but only 3 tier 9s on either side. One each of those is artillery. You can see most of the enemy lineup isn't fantastically well armoured. One thing this gun doesn't have is a vast amount of penetration, as you can see. 201 penetration on the gun that you should be using. The other gun, the one with the slightly higher penetration, has very, very bad soft stats compared to this, which is dispersion and aim time and bloom and everything. So you should definitely use the gun with 201 penetration. But coming up against tier 9s, well-armoured tier 9s and tier 10s, you're going to struggle penetrating them. You're going to have to either flank around the sides and the rear, or just use up some of that premium ammunition that you keep just in case. Well, that is one of those just in case situations. But as you can see on the enemy team, the only things with any kind of decent armor is the M103 and possibly that Ferdinand. But if you just know where to shoot them, it's not going to be any problem whatsoever penetrating with 201 pen there. Everybody knows where to shoot the Ferdinand by now. Just hit it in that nice small lower plate. So anyway, waxed lyrical long enough about the T54. I'm going to talk now a little bit about Little Viking. Heading all the way over to the right-hand flank. This is an assault battle, which is a defense for the Allied team. So they've got to try and hold off the enemy team. As you can see, there's only 10 minutes on the clock, so they only have to hold them at bay for a certain amount of time. Looks like there isn't very many forces on this flank, although to be honest there isn't many showing themselves on the left hand side either. The majority of the enemy team still hidden. But I would reckon that they're probably going to send about a 50-50 split both directions. If they were smart, they'd probably send 1 or 2 scouts to this location here, and then send the rest of the team to push up that left hand flank. Have the scout on this flank just to see if the defending team decides to push all the way down, try and flank around beside you. But then again, you're not really going to get that level of coordination in a pub game like this. So sending 50-50 forces either side is as good a tactic as any other. Looks like the majority of the enemy team has now been sighted, and it does look like about a 50-50 split. Going to try and hit that Stirred Mill, which he can indeed. Takes him out for his first kill of the match. He's in a great position here because it allows him the cover of the hill, and he can spot the enemy tanks as they come in, get some shots on them hopefully, and then drop back. Gun depression on the T54 isn't fantastic, but it also isn't sloppy either. It isn't too bad. There's a Tiger P pushed over the hill. The AT-15 has a crack at him, and it looks like Little Viking going to use this opportunity to transition to the other flank. Reason for that just being... That was a nice little auto-aim shot there. Reason for that being that now that the AT-15's up on the hill, he's got the armour to not need to go work his way down the hill and up again. So he can just permanently spot from that position there. So Little Viking would kind of be wasted on that flank. If he stayed over there, then they'd have 2 sets of eyes when only 1 is needed. It looks like he panicked there at the Jagdpanther, possibly not realising how close he was. I was a little bit surprised when he popped up where he does. But it looks like he has decided to spin himself around and pay more attention to the Chi-Ri. So that's going to leave Little Viking able to take him out. Now he's going to focus his attention on this 1,000 hit points of this Tiger 2. Gets a good hit on him to set him on fire. Now he's going to let him burn for a little bit while his gun reloads. Chi-Ri pumps some fire in as well, but Little Viking's able to finish him off for kill number 4. Now it looks like the majority of the team pushing in on this right-hand flank has now been taken care of. But the enemy team is pushing through pretty strongly on the left-hand side. Does find the GW Tiger. Already switched to high explosive ammunition to do maximum damage to this artillery. Going to see if the GW Tiger does move. It looks like he doesn't. He just sat there and accepted his fate. Realised that he's been playing artillery far too long, and that he deserves whatever hardships that he gets. So just takes it in the face and gets himself wiped out. Little Viking gonna continue pushing on to try and find the second artillery, the GW Tiger. Still got the high explosive ammunition loaded. Playing a dangerous game here. driving through the deepest point of the river. Should be able to, fingers crossed, get out the other side. Well, that was a little bit close. Only 1 second left on the death clock there. Perhaps Little Viking thought that the river was not quite as wide or not quite as deep as it was, or maybe it was just all planned, just showing off how much of a badass he is, coming out of the river with 1 second to spare on his clock. Looks like the rest of his allies from the right-hand flank have turned around now and gone back to try and defend the base as the enemy is pushing in. Little Viking, undaunted, goes for the artillery. Only gets a critical. Now he's going to aim properly this time with his last shell. Looks like he switched back to AP. Possibly could have taken out the GW Tiger with a single hit. He now takes some fire from the SU-122-44. Does lose his ammo rack, so hopefully he's not too lost in the moment to remember to fix his ammo rack. But I think he's going to realise now that something is amiss with the absolute age that his gun reload took there. Going to move forwards and backwards just in an effort to throw off the SU-122-44's aim. It's going to allow him to make more effective use of that armour. If he just sat perfectly still, the SU-122-44 will just be able to lock on with laser accuracy onto his weak spots and just hammer down on them. As that thing does have a very, very quick reload speed. But with just moving backwards and forwards there, it's going to increase the chances that the SU-122-44 hits a stronger point in the armour or indeed misses completely. And as you can see, bounced the rest of the shots from the SU there and came out looking pretty healthy. Allied team winning this one 11 kills to 9. Now 12 kills to 9. It's going to be a case of move in and just try and feast on the last remaining enemy tanks. Finds an AMX 1390 and a Ferdinand. Gets the shot on the rear of the Ferdinand to take him out. Now he's going to just move in for the 1390. From the front, the 1390 is going to have a really bad time trying to penetrate a T54. And indeed, he rams him for the last bit of damage that he needs. Can he reload in time? He can. That is the kill, and that is the win. So amazing gameplay there by Little Viking, picking himself up 10 kills, almost 5,000 points of damage, and a well-deserved victory. So thanks very much for sending that replay in. Don't forget, guys, if you've got yourself a great replay, send it to the email address on screen or in the description. I've been Maxwell. It's been a World of Tanks replay, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Alive.